Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure, we are on a very awesome and epic hot tent overnighter, one that I've been waiting on for quite some time. We got a big brand new stove, a big brand new tent. As you guys can see, the truck has had a lot of big improvements as well. We're sitting really high and we've got a lot more accessories and toys placed on it. And we have two new family members to the Lone Wolf crew to add. We have Steel and Blaze. You guys will meet them very shortly. They're over there playing with Flint right now. I've got the tent set up, the wood stove, the camp cot. I've got a table and a chair to get in there. And then we're going to toss in some compressed fire logs in that stove, get that lit, and then enjoy a coffee and continue on the evening. I would like to collect some softwood, some pine and spruce to get that stove snapping and crackling and popping. But we'll get there. We'll get all this stuff set up and continue on with the evening. All right, everybody, nightfall is here. Coffee's ready. There's something wrong with that, but that's just how we do here on Lone Wolf 902 sometimes. We got off to a very late start today. We have a very elaborate setup. Brand new wood stove coming from PF Berg. You may recognize the name brand in that. It is an off company of RBM, Russian Bear Tents. Do a little bit of research on that and you'll see what I'm talking about. We also have a brand new tent coming from Pomale. This is a gigantic dome style tent. Never set it up before, so we got the tent set up, we got the wood stove set up and fired up, and we're finally relaxing. We were just blessed with a beautiful sunset. Absolutely incredible. Really, really happy that that happened. And we're rolling into evening, so not a whole lot of firewood collection or prep. I did bring those compressed logs from local hardware store, break them apart, put them in there. They burn really good. The reason I did that, obvious reasons. I have 4 dogs with me today, 2 puppies, brand new, 10 weeks old, well, 8 to 10 weeks old. We've got Steel and we've got Blaze. So you guys knew when I got Flint, some of you kind of caught on and said, well, now you need Steel for Flint and Steel. We got Flint and Steel. We've got Boomer. Flint absolutely loves them. He's young. Boomer is 3 years old. He's slowly warming up to them, just like he warmed up to Flint. Now they're inseparable. They sleep together, they play, they argue, they bicker, they do all that fun brotherly things. So we have a lot going on right now here. Very, very excited. First camping trip for Blaze and Steel. Boomer, first time out, enjoying this location in a long time. He's recognizing some familiar scents. Come on up. Good boy. And Flint, he's been here before, so he kind of knows the rundown of the area, the lake and the fresh water and things like that. We're in late fall. All the leaves around here are basically falling off of the trees, so being in this spot right now is really, really relaxing. It almost feels like December, realistically here, but it's not minus temperatures yet. It just has a winter vibe. I don't know, every time I come to this location, I get this winter vibe, and I filmed a lot of videos here, especially with the younger children, and had a lot of really good fun and good memories. So hoping to relive that, set these memories with these little guys, and have a great camp out. So coffee is, I'm going to try and finish that quickly because we're going to be rolling into evening. Supper time is what I'm trying to say, but I do need to collect a little bit of wood. I'm not going to go out with a saw. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to collect some branches, maybe some 1-inch diameter things that are laying around here. Bring it back into the tent, and I think we'll be okay for the evening with what I've got here with the compressed logs. And yeah, I think everything's looking really good. The puppies are asleep right now on my bed. Boomer's relaxing. Flint is asleep on the blanket, and that flame and that fire is very, very cozy. So let's finish up this coffee, a little bit of wood prep, and the start on supper. Alright guys, well I've collected a bunch of firewood, nothing large, like I said, no tools needed, just breaking it with my hands over my knee. Perfect amount of wood, I think we'll be okay. And it's softwood, so it's snap, crackling, and popping, which is what I'm looking for. So, these little guys are going to have to eat soon, as well as Boomer and Flint. And before I do that, I just want to talk about the lights. So getting the lights set up in this tent, I do have a Claris CL2. I've got two of those. Those are those pedal style lights right up above my head. I've got this light over here from Outtask. This is a, I'm going to read the model number on this for you guys because I get asked about lights all the time. And you know what? There is no model number on this. Great. It's their extendable light. Something tells me, I can't recall the name of it. This is the TDR2. If I remember, I'll drop it down in the description. Just go to Outtask, their website. There's only so many products that they have. This is their newest one though. Talk about this for a minute. This is the TD2. Very portable light. It extends. It is magnetic on the feet. This is an aluminum table, so it won't stick to the table, but it stands up by itself. It is telescopic. It rotates. Both sides of these heads have lights on them, different style of lights. But what's really cool with this is you can set it up wherever you need it to go and simply turn it on. And like I said, there's different modes and you can dial in the brightness, very bright or very dim. You can switch the head out for a warm style light, turn that over. You can point it wherever you need it. It's got warm, it's got white, it's got red, all kinds of features in there. So I'm just going to touch on the lights because, like I said, I've been getting asked a lot lately what lights I use. And these are the main ones that I use to light up the tent. The CL2s that are hanging, those are the tent lights that I use to basically go hiking with, to light up the tent. This guy, this Outtask, and this Outtask I only bring with me when I'm kind of truck camping. I mean, I might bring one of them hiking depending on what my needs are, but for the most part, they're truck camping lights. So that should help you guys out. I know I've been getting asked a ton of questions about gear. I like to do this every now and then, just kind of touch on a certain topic and let you guys have that information. For now, I'm going to put this one off in the corner, leave this one here for cooking. The two up above should basically allow me to take my headlamp off and have enough light to work here. So, nightfall is here. We're going to get started on some supper. I'm going to get the little guys here fed shortly. They're still kind of napping. Blaze is curled up with Flint on the cot. Boomer's curled up right behind the wood stove, as he always does. And Steel is stuck to me like glue since I met him. Not complaining about that because that's what I wanted. So, gonna get this guy situated back over there with his brother, and let's start cooking, guys. All right, everybody, supper is all finished up with. Everybody had their share of food. It's difficult because the puppies are on puppy food. Boomer eats separate, Flint eats separate, these guys eat separate. So everyone's kind of got to get away from each other, pour a pile, eat, and yeah, it's a process. So everybody's had food, everybody's had water. Wood stove is stoked up. I've got a kettle on there boiling up some lake water, so that'll be nice and sterile for tomorrow. I got a pot on there boiling off some of the food residue, so dishes will all be done. And I've got to say, that wood stove from PF Berg, that's my favorite large wood stove to date right now. And I'll mention a few things about it, why it's quickly became my favorite. Two things, major things. One, the fold down tables. You guys will notice at the beginning when I was setting up the stove, I actually folded one upwards and I dropped the other down. These can both open downwards, both open upwards, or both be taken off totally, completely, if you really want to. So it really actually adds a lot to the stove to make a larger cook surface, or drop them down like I have them right now to put things on top of, like a table, dry things. Right now I'm drying out wood. And if there's too much light in the tent from the glass, you can simply close them and then get some shut-eye. There's also a little window, a little piece of steel that slides down in front of the front window to also block light and protect during transport. So that is a very, very nice feature on that stove. The second thing, you'll notice the pipe is in the front of the stove. It doesn't exhaust straight out. It has to go all the way back, up, and then through a baffle and then up, which means you get a full burn through the stove, but it then has to come up and circle back, which means all of the exhaust heat plus the rising heat hits the top of that stove, which makes it boil water crazy fast. It makes cooking so easy. And then it just goes straight out. With that pipe being in the front, that also means that the stove can go back farther. So it's not out in the middle of the floor in the way of the tent. So right now it's pushed back, lined up the stove jack, plenty of room around that thing. That is an absolute champ, and yes, it is throwing a ton of heat. So that is from PF Berg, formerly known as RBM, Russian Bear Tent. I do have the dome style tent that goes with that. I was going to use that on this adventure, and I decided to go with the Pomali dome instead, just due to the dogs that I've got with me. I wanted a little bit more room. I didn't want a floor in case they go pee or whatever. So ultimately I went with this tent, but I will be using the RBM or PF Berg pop-up massive, beautiful hot tent with this wood stove in a future trip. That'll be coming very, very soon. But this tent right now, that wood stove, the doors are wide open. The outside temperature is 5 degrees Celsius. And I can tell you, we're warm right now. So these doors are going to be getting shut. We're going to have to damp that stove down once that boils up, all the water. And yeah, we'll be nice and toasty. These guys want to play. Flint is, yeah, he likes the puppies. Oh? He's a teenager now. He's no longer a baby, so he's kind of going through some issues. But yeah, we're going to have a great night in here. I do have to get my sleeping bag. I also brought a sleeping pad to go on top of the cot just for a little bit more comfort and warmth. And yeah, the puppies are going to sleep with me. And Boomer always sleeps on the ground because he has so much fur, he gets hot. Flint usually sleeps with me, but he also loves to lay down on the ground right next to me. So that'll work out perfect. Boomer and Flint actually sleep together very, very often. The puppies also sleep with them, but they're probably going to be up here with me because they're going to want to whine. And yeah, they like sleeping with me. So we're going to get everything cleaned up, get one of these doors shut, get those pots off the stove, and start relaxing. Alright guys, well, a little bit of a late night on this adventure, and yeah, finally settled in for the evening. This tent is a lot of work to set up. I will mention that. Took a long time to get it set up. It's a very big tent, and one person takes a bit of time, but everything went together really well, and it's an absolute palace inside of here. So these little guys are going to be heading to bed very soon. I just brought this pad in and a sleeping bag. Flint and Blaze are up there cuddled up. Boomer's over by the wood stove just sprawled out. And we got Steel up here stuck to me. Told you guys, stuck to me. Which is perfectly fine. So I'm going to be calling it an evening. Get some of these lights dimmed down a little bit more. And the glow that is coming out of that stove is incredible. I love the fact that I can close that when I do go to bed so that the flickering flames aren't in my face. I can close one side and then keep the other side open so the whole side of the tent will be glowing, but it won't be directly in my face. Or your face. Yes, thank you. So, we're going to be calling it an evening, and we'll catch up with you guys first thing in the morning for coffee. Good night, guys. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, beautiful clear sky out there today. And normally I do not say that because I really enjoy waking up on cloudy days, rainy days, a little bit of a snowy, kind of a dreary day. But today is looking really, really nice. The sun is just about to come up over top of the trees. And last night, it did get down below zero, actually. It froze. There was frost out on the truck this morning, frost on the outside of the tent this morning. We were cozy in here all night. Let the fire basically burn the entire night, which is also something that I never do. That wood stove is large enough to put big pieces of wood in there, shut the door, let it do its thing all night. So that's a first for me. I typically just load a log in and let it burn out. these guys are full of energy, as you guys can see. Flint is basically kind of babysitting them, realistically. And I should mention what these guys are. So Boomer's outside drinking out of the lake right now. Boomer does his own thing. Right off the bat, I want to mention, no, these guys do not make Boomer feel sad. Boomer gets all the cuddles, all the attention. So does Flint. So do these guys. Absolutely, you're only watching a 60-minute video, a 45-minute video out of 24 hours of our day. So, Boomer does his own thing. He's the oldest one out of all of these guys. He's, I think, going on three years, maybe 2 months old. Flint is almost 5 months, 4.5 months, and these guys are right around 10 weeks. So, there's a lot of an age gap there, and here comes Boomer. Come on. Come on. So Boomer doesn't like to roughhouse. That's the thing. These guys play very, very rough. Boomer will get rough, but a little bit too rough for the puppies. So they get along great. Boomer does his thing. They do their thing. Flint does his thing. But the biggest thing to take away from this is their breed. Boomer is a long-haired Jack Russell crossed with a Chihuahua. Flint is a pit bull, or an Amstaff to be more specific, crossed with a Mastiff. Given his color and his size and his growth, he's going to be a very, very big boy. And then Blaze and Steel are blue nose pits mixed with red nose pit. So we've got a group of dogs here, these three, that are very hyper, very loving, very caring, very rambunctious. They like to run and play. They've got tons of energy. And then we got Boomer, who really just likes to perch and relax. So there's a little bit of a different play method there, but everybody will meld and get along. We're already starting to get there. And Flint is kind of taking on the big brother and showing these little guys what to do and how to act and whatnot. So everything's going really, really good. And I probably won't be taking all four of them out on trips often. It'll be 2. Boomer and Flint, or maybe Boomer and Blaze, or maybe Flint and Steel. I'll mix the 2 up, but certainly we won't be going alone, that's for sure. So the wood stove is stoked up. Boomer's curious now. See, when there's one, he knows that there's not going to be a whole lot of excitement or hyperness, so he comes over. When they're all kind of getting into trouble and teeth are flying, slobber's going, and they're growling and playing, Boomer's like, I'm not having that. So, but the stove is burning very, very nicely. Hands down, after last night, that is my current favorite wood stove for truck camping. Obviously, you can't backpack that in. So, but that has definitely won a spot on my top list right there. That stove is incredible. I didn't think it was going to be that good. It's very, very good. So, we are going to finish up coffee here and get everything packed away. The stove is all steel, so it's going to need a good hour to cool down. So we'll let that do its thing, and I've got to basically get everything out of the tent anyways. Pack up the cot, the table, the chair, all that fun stuff. But we had a very, very, very good time last night. As you guys can also notice, I did cut up some wood. So I was outside at about midnight with the chainsaw cutting up wood. And realistically, I didn't need to, because I only burned maybe 5 pieces of it. But I'll throw this stuff in the back of the truck, and we'll continue on to another location, and we'll use that for some heat. So, as you guys can see, hyperness is starting. the play, the sounds. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting winter for sure once these guys start getting bigger. But yeah, first time with the tent, first time with the wood stove, first time seeing Blaze and Steel. And I want to thank you guys very much for joining us. We'll see you in the next one.